Bridgeside.
What's up, people? This is your boy, Chris the Analyst Ventra, coming at you with another sizzling hot edition of Bridgeside Sports, live from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. You never give a shout out to Brooklyn, you know. Let me introduce. Oh, there you go. Brooklyn versus everybody. Here he is.
I'm not fooling around.
So you got Win Allen Columbano. He introduced himself with the Brooklyn shirt. Newlywed, Win Allen Columbano.
Not that new. It's about 6-7 weeks.
Still kind of a
relatively
newlywed.
speaking.
I think the first year counts. You know what I mean?
I'll take it.
So, he's officially off the market. So, ladies, keep your hands to yourselves. Then we got my boy, Dr. Philip Cagliostro.
What's going on, everybody?
There he is, the good doctor, they call
Thank
him.
you. That's like the TV show.
Do
And then my boy, Big D. What?
Do they call him the good
I don't
doctor?
know. Do they? I made that up just now.
They're just shots fired. Right there, shots fired.
Big D, big money. Also,
We pointed
newly
at-
married.
That's right. Oh, if he's newlywed, then Wynn's definitely a newlywed, right?
Well, newly married, newlywed, I don't know what
That
it
was a
is.
month after, at least. I think it was more than that, yeah.
Anyway, here we
It is
go.
what it is.
We got question of the week. Tonight's question of the week is, what is the greatest sporting event of all time? So, single sporting event, what is the greatest one of all time? Leave your questions, your comments, anything you want on social media, and we'll get to it at the end of the show. But we're leading off today with Sports in 10. So, let me get the clock. Took today's sports topics in 10 minutes. Here we go. All right, first question. It's about NFL Week 13, NFL surprises, if you will. And the first surprise is, the elephant in the room, with the firing of Jerry Reese, GM Jerry Reese, and head coach Ben McAdoo after a really poor line of decisions from our head coach.
Disaster after disaster. Yeah.
Right. So, Phil, I wanted to ask you, why now? Why would, John Mara and the organization choose to fire both of them now and clean house in the middle of the season? Oh, well, middle of the season, towards the end of the season like this.
I think it all comes down to the whole Eli Manning situation. I think the Giants were going to give McAdoo and Reese the rest of the year. I do think they were going to get fired at the end of the year. And honestly, after what they're performing this year, they needed to get fired.
Right.
But I will say it's a little... The Giants have just step after step made horrible decisions with their franchise. And it's very, very disappointing because you know what? Mara made the decision, helped make the decision to bench Manning. Then wasn't there when the whole thing went down, so McAdoo had to take all of it. Now all of a sudden Mara's just blaming McAdoo. But you just said it was your decision. Now McAdoo's all of a sudden... There was such backlash from the decision. They should have seen it coming.
Terrible
but nobody,
PR.
nobody saw it happening. So then now they're just taking McAdoo. McAdoo deserved to be fired, but not like this. They're just taking him and throwing him right under the bus. Okay, yeah,
Good.
it's all his fault.
Right.
He deserved. Don't get me wrong. Him and Reese need to go. I'm glad Reese gave up, but they needed to clean house. They
Yes,
just needed
they
to clean
did.
house. They both needed to be fired.
All of them, from top down, have made mistakes.
Reese
Clearly.
hasn't addressed their weaknesses.
Right. But Week 13 just passed, and that was the actual end of the fantasy football regular season, if you will.
Yeah.
And now we're heading to the playoffs. Josh Gordon.
It's my boy.
His first game back in years.
Love him.
Years. You love him. That's why
do.
this goes to you.
Oh, great.
First, I want to know about his performance a little bit, like what you made of his 4 catches for 85 yards and 11 targets, and I want to know if he's a must-start moving forward.
He's
in
a must-start. 100% a must-start. He's extremely talented, right? He had 4 catches for 85 yards, and he could have had probably 5 or 6 if any type of decent quarterback throwing. He had a step on a deep post in the second quarter. He had a guy by 3 steps. Would have been a touchdown. Burnt him. It's like the guy never stopped. I mean, there's a new article about him in Sports Illustrated. I don't know if you guys read. He played every game his whole career on something.
I know, right?
Now he's completely sober. Plus the fact I'm not going to get too far into the Josh Gordon story. That'll be like a movie very soon from the article I read.
That's what the guy's trying to do in the article.
It's crazy, but you root for a guy like that who went through obviously a lot in his life. He's immensely talented, and you hope he does well. He single-handedly won me a fantasy football championship in 2013, so he'll always have a special place in my heart. And Phil can attest to that.
Yeah.
Sitting on my couch watching watching me go off in Cleveland Brown football, and they had 2 wins. But no, Josh Gordon, he doesn't
need a quarterback.
He doesn't need one. But I mean, Brian Hoyer. Oh my God, who are the other two quarterbacks? Brandon Weeden.
Yeah, no, well, I know. I mean, listen, I think I agree. I think you might have to start him at this point. A lot of people did last week.
100%.
So, all right, moving on. Week 13, we got the playoff picture starting to, mold together. But in the NFC, it's not so clear. I want to know from you guys who your two wild card teams are coming out of the NFC right now. NFC.
I'm going to say that the Panthers are going to stay in. I like
agree.
the Panthers. I'll let Win take the other one. We'll go 1 for 1. I'm going to say the Panthers are going to stay in. I think the Panthers are going to make it.
So that's one.
This is a tough call. I kind of like the Lions a little bit, but they don't look too good these last few weeks.
Yeah, they've been falling apart.
They fell apart.
Stafford might be hurt.
They fell apart. Green Bay is like trying to hang around.
Give me
Rodgers.
one team. Who you like?
Got to go to Seahawks, right?
Seahawks? Well, they're going to win the division probably, but wild card.
That'll be the Rams.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Look,
good call.
We're home. We missed guys. Yeah.
Well, we got to go move on. Here we go. College football playoffs. The selection was made. The selection committee did their job. Phil. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Win. Were these the right 4 teams to make? Did they make the right selection with these 4 teams?
I do think they made the right selection. Alabama plays in the toughest conference.
Yeah.
I know they weren't in the conference championship game. At some point, they got to get rid of these conference championship games.
Yeah.
But they weren't in it. They lost to Auburn the week before. Auburn got whooped, by Georgia, and it actually worked in Alabama's favor, not losing the week before to Auburn. Because had they won, then they would have to play Georgia, and then they probably would have knocked out, and Auburn would have made it.
Right.
So it's kind of a six system.
It's a weird scheme.
It is. Every game's a playoff,
and that leads to my next question, which is conference championships. Does that matter into choosing
Obviously,
your selections?
it doesn't matter. Obviously, it doesn't matter that much because Ohio State won the Big
Do you think it should, though?
Okay, I'll say no. I mean, no, I don't, because you have sometimes Ohio State got spanked by Iowa in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 losses, but they won their conference championship game. So Alabama just happened to lose too late in the season with 1 loss, and Auburn beat them for the conference. And then Alabama had 1 loss to a good team in Auburn. I think that they should have made it over Ohio State. I don't think there was anything wrong with it.
But then you can argue Wisconsin too, theory.
Yeah, yes, but they lost.
But in the championship game.
That's why
but that's a direct head-to-head. That's the only thing.
Correct.
That's the problem. Well, who wins the national championship?
Clemson.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the easy pick.
Mr. Consistency.
I'm going to say Clemson as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go Georgia.
I'm going to go Georgia, too.
I was
I'm
thinking
going to go Georgia.
I love
But
Georgia.
Last point real quick. How cool it is that Alabama and Clemson are playing for the 3rd straight year in the playoffs?
I know.
2 straight, last 2 years
rivalries.
national championship, and now...
Creating rivalries
That's
in the
awesome.
playoff, which
That's
is awesome.
This is real quick, first time 2 SEC teams.
Georgia and
First time 2 in
Alabama.
the same
First time
conference.
2 in the
Right.
same conference.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the first time ever. Okay.
Right.
And that's the conference that deserves it.
Right. You're absolutely right. All right, moving on. Yankees, they hire Aaron Boone. He has one of the biggest homers in Yankees history.
Great moment. One of the best of my life.
Supposedly he's a great stat guy. He's got a great memory with all that stuff. But, Phil, is Aaron Boone was he the right choice, or was there someone else out there that you think would have been a better manager for the Yankees?
Well, I told you who my boy was for the manager at the beginning was A-Rod. But
think he
A-Rod
wanted
wasn't in it. He didn't want the job.
Okay.
To me, for the people that were out there, I liked Boone and Beltran, even though they have no experience, and I would have took Boone over him because Boone's been in baseball for so long because his whole family's in baseball.
Right.
And everyone you talk to, we don't know much about Boone as a manager, but everyone you talk to says this guy's intelligent. He has a great memory. He knows the game and he's a good communicator.
And I hear he's a nice guy.
He's very, very, very easy to get along with. So
Players
you know what?
manager.
I'm gonna say I think he was the right move, and he had a great home run too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings me to my next question to you. How much of a difference is it going to make to have Aaron Boone instead of Girardi, the switch? Is it going to make a big difference in the Yankees' future?
I mean, Boone's supposedly good with numbers, so he's an analytical guy, which I know the Yankees wanted, and I know it comes down from the top where they kind of want to have a say in like who plays or whatnot. Hey, we got a black guy. What's going on?
There we go.
But with that being said, though, I think Boone is a good choice, and I think the players will respond to him pretty well because he is a well-respected guy around baseball. His family's been around a long time.
I'm gonna light some candles in here.
And I think with that, I'm sorry.
Go.
Oh yeah. I do think though he was the right call. I would have liked Beltran, but I think it was too soon.
I would have liked Beltran
it was too soon.
But you're right. He might be a good player's manager. That's what the Yankees need.
And they liked Boone a lot. Boone that he owned up to tearing his ACL playing basketball, voided his contract, didn't lie about it.
Really?
And they said they liked that from 12
20
years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
All right, very nice. Well, moving on. The World Cup draw happened recently, I think a couple days ago, and you got your groups. Your groups are set for the World Cup 2018, Mother Russia. So
I'll take the group of death.
Let's go to you, yeah. Is there a group of death with Italy and Netherlands and USA and
so the competition is a little diluted because of that. So you really don't have these tough. You really don't have these tough divisions. But you have one conference with Spain and Portugal in it. Those are two powerhouses.
Right.
Conference. The draw. I apologize.
Group conference.
Soccer's not my my forte.
I don't even
but you
talk
got
about
Spain and Portugal in the same group with two powerhouses.
Yeah.
Then you have Germany didn't have that big of a. You got France with Peru, which is a big
Peru's
one too.
Yeah.
So I take those two groups as the toughest groups. I'm not sure if we give one group of death, but to me, those are the two toughest groups.
It's a boring game.
I don't know. I think Germany's group might be kind of tough.
I thought Germany got a good draw.
They did, but that's Germany because they're number one.
But
Donnie,
right,
which group do you think is the easiest? Like, which country has the easiest draw?
I'm looking at this right now, and just keep in mind, I know absolutely nothing.
There we go.
So I'm looking at this, and
what do you think?
Way to give yourself some credibility.
Easiest road to me would be Poland.
Where's Mike Bukowski?
They have Senegals, I believe, to be okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
And then Colombia,
right?
Not on a high
Where-
note. And Japan is
What
the
are you
fourth.
basing your on?
From past years'
Yeah.
teams,
Oh,
where
okay.
I've seen them in qualifiers and whatnot.
Fair enough.
Yes, Poland is definitely the favorite of that group, and you're right. That's definitely one of
I'd
the
have to
easiest
say
groups.
Poland is an easier road, yeah.
What about Brazil's group? They're going to walk into the round of 16.
Yeah,
Switzerland.
that's what I mean.
Switzerland's probably decent, I
I
imagine.
think they're
good.
11th.
Switzerland's
I
good. They
think
got a
they're
good
ranked 11th.
defense and stuff.
So Chris, you're the favorite. You're
Costa-
the biggest soccer guy. Who's going to win the World Cup?
France.
There we go.
France wins the 2018 World
And there's
Cup.
the only prediction
I'm
worth
gonna,
anything.
I'm going to go Germany.
I'm
just
going
for fun.
Poland.
Nice. I like
Spain.
that. You put money on Poland, you make some good money. That's the end of that. Sports 10 is done. Sports in 10 is done. Now we're moving on. Are you kidding me? Lately we've been doing, did that just happen? And I'm going to give you a quick did that just happen? This is a two-part segment. Did that just happen with two things in the NFL in Week 13? One, Rob Gronkowski lays someone out while he's on the floor.
Yeah, that was
For what reason, I have no clue. And then Marcus Peters
That was hysterical.
takes the flag and throws it into the stands and doesn't get ejected. So what's going on with this messy NFL, this unruly mess?
He thought he got ejected. He left. Did you see
Yeah,
this?
Marcus
And
Peters.
came out with no socks on.
What was up with that?
Played the game. I don't need socks. It's overrated. Can I start
this
with
getting out of hand?
Can I start with Gronkowski?
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, he looked like a wrestler going off the top rope, jumping on like a
Gronkowski
frog
made no
splash.
sense, yeah.
Like, what is he doing? Made zero sense. I understand it was like maybe earlier in the game there was
I
stuff
don't know
going
what
on.
it was, yeah.
But what is that? Second of all, he's going to appeal, and he's probably going to win the appeal. You heard
I
it
don't
here.
think so.
Well, he's got
gonna
one
win the
game.
appeal. He's
Right?
got one game.
Yeah.
They're going to pull that.
He
'cause
should get the one game.
Yeah, absolutely. At
Bad.
least. Yes.
Especially since Trevati
dude,
had a
the guy was on the
less
floor.
crazy
But dude, he
hit
was
and got
on the
games.
floor.
Listen,
Like, I hear
Defenseless.
you, he's but he didn't punch him.
Yes, he did. He punched him. No,
No,
he
well,
punched
he
him.
kinda
It was
like
he
a
came in like
forearm.
this.
When
Right.
I can't agree with you on that. People get games for actual hits on the field that are during play.
If he got
Yeah.
ejected during the game, maybe.
I mean, come on. He jumped on him while he was on the floor.
Why? Because if he didn't get ejected, that makes
Yes,
it okay.
that's what they say. No, they say if he gets ejected, he already lost part of a game.
That's such bull.
Well, that's what happened with Green
That's
and
such
Ramsey.
bull.
Remember AJ Green and Ramsey? They got thrown out of the game, so they didn't get
Yeah,
suspended.
but Mike Evans got it.
because he didn't get thrown out of the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well played.
That's how they look at it.
Well played. Touche.
He got me.
But Peters was hysterical. I'm sorry. Has anyone ever seen? He took the flag and threw it into the
I
stadium.
saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Have you ever seen that before?
No.
I've seen
No.
guys punt
They
and
don't
throw
have
balls, never
backup flags, though.
yeah.
They don't have backup flags. I don't know what the guy did.
Well,
for the rest of the game.
why would they
He
have
threw
a
his hat.
backup flag?
I know. You don't expect him to throw it into the stands.
And how do you not get tossed?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I
This
didn't
is the
get
thing.
Could you imagine?
Why aren't these players getting worried about all the suspensions?
It wasn't
The
his
examples
foul
don't matter.
either. It was not his foul.
Donnie, do you realize
yes,
that?
yes, it wasn't his penalty. It wasn't his penalty.
Do you realize that's like me going up to like an NBA ref, taking his whistle and throwing it into the stands?
That's a little worse. That's like pulling his chain, like
Wait.
Michael Crabtree. Kind of, you're pulling the whistle off his neck. You're not pulling the flag off his neck. That's a little
All
more
right,
disrespectful.
okay, so,
I think
It's like, all right, taking a hockey puck
similar,
and
though, I'll
launching
give you
it
it's
that.
into the
similar.
stands.
It's similar.
You know, taking umpire's clicker and being like,
Let me see that.
So what's real? But why aren't they scared? These players, they know people are getting suspended left and right. People are getting fined.
Well,
they don't care.
If I'm
I'm going to say
if
that's a
I'm
mental
going
health
to-
issue.
It might be. It might be.
CTE. What's it called? CTE? CTE. So Gronk has it already. That's why he just jumped on somebody for no reason.
Gronk makes no sense. Peters is an absolute hothead. This is far from the first time this happened to him.
But Gronk makes no sense. You're right. I don't get it.
On another note, Darrell Reeves is like an old man.
Yeah, he's horrible. But here's the second part to my "Are you kidding me?" Okay, I want you guys to try to justify why McAdoo chose, 1, to bench Eli Manning, and 2, to start Geno Smith instead of the rookie Davis Webb. Let's take McAdoo's side a little bit. Okay. I want to know why he would even think to do that. Is there a good reason?
Besides him being not the smartest guy in the world? I mean, that's
besides him being a bad coach.
All right. The way I see it,
coach.
The only thing he could have possibly... He must have said to himself, I'm going to get fired regardless.
Yeah.
Right? This is the only thing that can make sense. Maybe if I put Smith in and we can win a game, it might...
Do you want to win, though?
If he's fighting for his job...
Yeah, he's fighting for a job. He wants to win.
He knows he's going to be taught. I don't think it was the right move. By no means. Manning... The Giants' problem were not as a result of Eli Manning. But from his point of view, maybe he said, we're not going to win with Eli. It's crazy as it sounds. That's the only thing he could be thinking of.
The only thing I can think of... He drafted Davis Webb. He pushed for Davis Webb.
Correct.
Right.
So he might have think the only way to save my job is to get Davis Webb in, and if he looks good, I have something to say. Hey, look who I drafted. I could build a team around this guy.
But why not go to him instantly?
I have
why go to Geno Smith?
Here's the two things I can't understand. Why he probably didn't go to Davis Webb. He wanted Davis Webb to start at home and not in Oakland. But why not just wait a week to bench Eli Manning then?
But Oakland's got the worst defensive football.
Look, I'm trying
Donnie,
to understand. I'm trying. I could try to justify benching Eli.
Don wants to
I'm trying to justify Geno Smith, and I can't. I just can't justify Geno Smith.
Actually, McAdoo did justify this at a press conference. He said, Geno Smith's going to be a free agent. This is how we're going to decide if we sign him as a backup next year.
So you're worrying about a backup quarterback for next year?
What franchises have to do.
Come on.
Jefferson Webb just wasn't ready to play yet. I mean, that's right away.
You're going to but
then Eli should have just been playing.
Let me say one last thing.
I agree with you.
Then Eli should have just been playing.
Let me say one last thing before the clock runs out. So my only justification would be is if this guy was a first-round pick, Davis Webb, and he spent a lot of money. You don't want him getting hurt behind the terrible offensive line, no receivers. But he's not. He's a third-round pick. You didn't spend a lot of money on him. So see what you got. So you know you've got to draft one in the future.
McAdoo's throwing a Hail Mary.
I don't know what he was doing. Anyway, we got to move on.
Geno Smith.
Horrible.
Horrible. That's
never
imagine Eli's streak ends on a Geno Smith starting over him. That's embarrassing.
He's going to be a trivia question.
Hail Mary should never be in the same term.
All right, we got Bridgeside Challenge, baby. Donnie, you're running the challenge today. Us three. Is it a single competition, individual competition today?
No, you guys are all going to get your fair share on every single pick.
Is it a picture with a blurred out face and you have to tell me who it is?
Yes.
Well, you know what, Phil? It's somewhat similar to that. So we discussed in the past that, guys, when you played the video games in the past, the graphics just weren't there yet. So I went to NBA 2K Sports to look up some faces of players to see if you could guess who they are.
Okay.
Some I predict to be easy. Some I predict you'll have no idea who they are.
Okay.
And those are the ones that I'm really going to have fun
NBA's
with.
tough.
Those are all basketball players?
Oh, it's all NBA 2K.
Okay, NBA 2K.
So
very nice.
Here's what we're going to do. Now, Paul,
you should have gave us the
trusting
old
that you
game.
have the screen up for them.
Nope. Wait.
I need that screen up for them. I'm absolutely ready. And I'm standing.
Here we
Donnie,
go.
why aren't you sitting down? What's going on? I have no idea.
Why?
Look, I can see who this first guy is. Who's got this first question? Who's got this first?
There he is.
I'm going on a. You raise your hand. You're first to go. That's what you do.
Oh.
All right. So whoa.
This is pretty clear.
You got it up now.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Phil's up first.
Dwight Howard.
That is. Well, I
Of
said I
course.
had some easy ones to start it off.
Okay. I had my hand up before him.
Chris.
Pass.
Win.
Cousins.
Nope.
Andre Drummond.
Phil is correct again.
Whoa, he looks so much skinnier than real life there. His neck.
It's Andre
look at his
Drummond.
neck. Oh, my God. This is NBA 2K what?
14. It's not even that far back. All right.
Oh.
This is where it starts to get harder. Chris is up.
Jonas Valanciunas.
It is not.
Oh, come on. I thought it was Jonas Valanciunas.
Who do I got? Phil.
Oh, I can't even guess with that.
Is that Cantor?
Yes.
It is. We got 2-1.
Nice. What a
Phil
haircut.
up on win. All right, we go to the next one.
Ben Wallace? Who is that? Shumpert?
He looks stunned.
Who the?
Is that Marlowe from The Wire?
You got to guess.
Jared Bayless.
It is Patrick Beverly.
Oh my God!
It's going to be terribly hard.
That's so
All right, we're going to the next person. It is who named this player?
Oh my God!
I know.
Can't give you that.
Oh,
one
I got
time.
it. Chandler Parsons.
It is Chandler Parsons.
I
couldn't.
Chris is on the board.
I was a Rockets jersey.
On the board.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I look at the jerseys.
Name this player.
Eric Gordon.
No, it is not.
Damian Lillard.
Nope.
He's wearing red.
Nicholas Batum.
It is not.
C.J.
It is
McCollum.
Rudy
Gay.
Gay.
Rudy
Oh, that
Gay.
actually
That
looks
don't
like
look
him.
like
No,
him.
that looks like him.
No,
That's a
it
good
doesn't.
one.
It's slight. It's slight. We're going to go to our next player, number 7 of 10.
Gordon Hayward.
It is Gordon Hayward. And a terrible picture of
Yeah,
him.
He
that's-
looks cross-eyed.
His eyes are way too close
It's
together.
awful graphics on him, yeah. All right, we're going to number 8.
Does he have a hearing aid in his right ear?
Oh my God! I know. Oh,
Yeah, I know this too.
Oh, DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan.
It is!
Oh.
Nice.
Bang on the board.
I think Wynn's winning this one.
I believe he's up right now, correct?
No. I got 3.
I definitely have 2.
So you guys are actually
3-2.
tied up, I believe, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
2.
keep
Very good.
going. Let's
Honor
go.
system. Name this player.
Andrew Bynum.
Greg Oden.
Nope.
Draymond Green.
It is not.
No, Roy Hibbert.
No, you already had
No,
it.
that counts.
Nobody gets it.
He said no.
He
said no.
All right, we go to the last
like
person.
this.
And maybe one of the hardest.
Oh. No, I know who
You
this
only got
is.
one right. You keep saying
He got
No.
one right. He got
Yeah,
one
but
right.
I know who this
raised your
is.
hand in the
Chandler
past.
Parsons. He raised his hand.
Is that Josh? No, it's not Josh Smith. Josh Smith?
It's your guess. Sorry, you're wrong.
I really don't like him.
Phil, you try to do it.
Oh,
I know who this
Maybe
is.
he's on the Knicks. I'm trying to look at that jersey.
Al Horford.
Yes, that is Al Horford.
Al Horford it is.
It is.
Let's
Good
go.
one.
Put it on the
Nobody had any
board.
guesses at all.
I knew it was Al
So you
Horford.
giving it to win? So we tied then.
Win and Phil
There's no
tied.
tiebreaker?
And I had 5, and I got
No,
Roy
you
Hibbert.
didn't.
You don't get
He
Roy
didn't
Hibbert.
give you Roy Hibbert. We have 3 and 3.
All right, here's
Hold
the-
on.
And I'm
here-
kicking this back to
Wait,
Chris.
so hold on. Here's the tiebreaker. Ready? I'm going to ask you right now.
DeRozan,
Wait,
Horford, Cantor,
I
and
didn't
somebody else I
discuss
got.
tiebreakers.
I know. I'm just going to say this. Whoever raised their hand first gets the question. Who leads the NFL in most passing yards?
Tom Brady.
He raised his hand.
Tom Brady.
You were right.
Tom Brady. Well, got to play the games. You got to play the game. You got to play the
I
rules.
win.
Play the game.
I
No,
win.
you didn't raise your hand.
I win.
No,
My
you
name
lose.
is Win. I win.
You lost.
All
You
right.
lost.
Well,
Who won that, Chris? Who raised their
I mean,
hand
you
and
raised
said
your
Tom
hand.
Brady?
You can't just say Tom Brady,
Thank
so
you.
you're disqualified.
I'm just
Thank
that
you.
much smarter
Thank
than
you.
You're
everybody.
disqualified.
Thank you.
We'll
Play the
move-
rules. You play
Gotta
to
play by
win the
rules.
game.
Got to play by the rules, you know?
Big game.
You can't just jump on somebody while he's on the floor for no reason. All right, next up, question of the week. Like we said earlier, is there questions and comments up there? We're going to get to your questions and comments, but right now we're going to do the question, and we're going to talk about it amongst ourselves. It is, what is the greatest sporting
have any?
event of all time? I mean, what is the greatest? Not what your favorite is. What is
the
Right.
greatest? What is the greatest?
I'll go to you first, Phil.
Well, as a general one, I'm going to say, I got to say the Super Bowl. You know, I know the World Cup's
People are
there.
gonna argue the World
I'm
Cup
thinking
final,
World Cup
yes.
and Super Bowl, to be honest. I think
okay.
Super Bowl's bet. Just for a general, we'll get to specific ones. But
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
general, I want to go first is that the Super Bowl in itself is an event.
Right.
And it's always got the one thing ahead of everything that's one day. You know, the World Cup's a month,
It's almost a
which is
holiday.
huge. Yeah, exactly.
Should be a holiday.
But then I'll give it, we kind of bash soccer a little bit, but World Cup is a massive
Every
event.
4 years.
Every 4 years is the entire world. So I'm going to put, you got cricket in there too. No, you got, when
India,
India and
Pakistan.
Pakistan play
India,
each other.
Pakistan.
You got the Super Bowl and the World Cup. If you have, I would say one of those good ones from that would be one of the best ones of all time.
Okay. Shout out to cricket, by the way. Shout out. You.
Shout cricket at me.
Shout cricket.
you, this guy,
Columbano.
You. What do you want?
Tell me what you think. Your favorite, the biggest sporting
The
event.
biggest.
The biggest.
The biggest.
How about the Daytona 500?
Oh,
That's a
No,
big
no, no,
one.
no,
In the
but
Midwest.
a specific one though.
Oh, you want my specific?
Oh, yeah.
No,
All right,
it's
if you
not
go
your
with-
favorite. Not your favorite. What you think the best
what
one
do you
was?
think is the biggest single sporting event of all time? The event.
So 1 year.
Oh yeah, an event.
Well, like a World Series or,
Okay.
something like that.
So I'm going to say my favorite was the Giants Patriots in 07.
That's your
I know
favorite.
that's not the question.
Fair enough. No, give me your thoughts.
But, I mean, every year I feel like Super Bowl set records for most watched games? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm going to get into
But there's one in specific that
I'm going to
I
get
think
into a
is...
specific one. I'm going to say Super Bowl 3.
No
All the
way.
Jet fans out there, for changing the course of the NFL.
Broadway Joe?
I think that was the biggest Super Bowl that we could have.
So that's the
Because
biggest sporting event of all time.
If I'm going to say Super Bowl, I might say Super Bowl 3's up there.
I got to say it's got to be the Giants Patriots Super Bowl where the Giants beat the undefeated
That's my
Patriots.
favorite. That's my favorite.
Yeah, but that's
hands
a historical
down.
event. We beat the only possible undefeated team that would have been a historic team if
Well,
they went
no,
undefeated.
outside of the
and we
Dolphins.
beat them.
What about
Yeah.
what about the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl to go undefeated then?
That's a good one, but that's like a whole season's worth of you know.
but the Super Bowl, finalized it, so to speak, or put
Right,
the
that
punctuation mark.
put the
Finished it up at
punctuation mark.
17-0.
Right, but the biggest sporting event is the
How
upset of the Patriots.
How about
you know?
a little local? Dodgers Yankees 55. Dodgers finally beat the
Is that
Yankees.
Kirk Gibson?
No, that's
1955. The Brooklyn Dodgers.
1988.
I believe it was Jackie Robinson.
88.
Huey Roll.
What was the one where he hit the home run?
1988
against the A's off
1988.
Eckersley.
Yeah, against
33
the A's,
years later.
1988.
I don't know dates. I'm burnt.
Dates, Chris. He wasn't even alive.
I said the Dodgers beat the
33
Yankees.
years later, though.
Kirk Gibson might have not been born.
I don't know.
in
If you watch that
1955.
video, it looks like it's from 1950. You ever see it?
It was in color.
Yeah, when did color come? I have no idea.
Dennis Eckersley's
no clue.
160 years old. He can't die.
Who also apparently hates David Price. They get the mad
I'm
fights
pretty
on
sure
the plane.
Kirk Gibson's the manager of a team right now. You don't think
Is he the manager of the Tigers?
Diamondbacks.
No, he lost those jobs.
he lost the job? at
Several.
Diamondbacks?
What about you, Don?
I don't know. I mean, there's a couple of different things that come to mind. I mean, the Lake Placid Olympics '80 when the U.S.
that's
beat
actually,
the Russians.
Actually, that might
It
be
wasn't
it.
actually even the gold,
hockey.
the gold game, but I mean, it was sort of one of the
I'm
biggest
changing
things
my
of all
answer.
time.
I'm changing my answer.
Ali
Donnie,
Frazier?
I mean, Ali Frazier's a big one.
What do our
Can I change my
our
answer?
comments? What do people think about this? Well, listen.
I'm quickly changing my answer. 1980 U.S. versus Soviet.
Union?
That's a fantastic
Yeah.
one. That's a. They don't believe in miracles.
Underdog
yes!
story. Anything on the
only
board?
thing
Well,
is
we'll see what we have, but I believe the producer
No,
was
not-
going for that one.
Not
Biggest-
even
All right, producer.
not even the gold medal, but it's not hockey's not an American
Biggest
really
upset of all
sport.
time. It's American though that they
No,
beat
it is.
Russia.
It is 100%.
They beat the Soviet
True,
Union.
but I feel like
when the
Who
Soviet
was
Union
dominant?
was in power. I get it.
And
College
well,
kids too.
Al Michaels.
It was, and wasn't it during or at the
Cold
beginning?
War.
Cold
Cold
War.
War.
Yeah.
During Cold
so that's
War.
a perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No. All right, Donnie. That was.
Yeah, Don.
That's fantastic.
I don't see any questions or comments. You're not
Well,
showing
what
me.
did you? You didn't say one.
I
What's
did.
yours?
I said the Giants. I said the Giants and the
We're
Patriots.
going with
Super Bowl.
Giants Patriots.
I
That's
also-
my favorite. But
Yeah, well, my favorite would be
It could-
Italy World Cup 2006, but that's just a
really. So
personal favorite.
you'll put as best of all time. You'll put the Giants Super Bowl over the Italy World Cup.
No. Italy World Cup is number
I'm
one.
saying I meant, but
for me.
best of all time as an objective.
As
not
an
subjective.
objective, I think that is because I think that was one of the
How
greatest
about
Super Bowls ever.
How about the 2001 World Series?
That's
As
what I
much
was
as
gonna
I
say.
hate it.
Yeah.
Yes,
that
we
is-
lost that one. That was still the best
Also,
World Series.
that
ever.
was the
'Cause
best
you had
World
9/11,
Series probably I've ever seen.
and you had
Yep.
9/11, the
Agree,
whole
100%.
environment of the country, the whole atmosphere of the country.
If there was ever a time the Yankees were supposed to win
Yeah, it's
a
true.
World Series,
And then they
it was
didn't.
2001.
I know.
and it was almost like those games were so magic. You felt like there was something higher.
I
There was
know.
a bigger
Yep.
being than
Every
you.
game
That
came
game
down
4,
to the
game
wire.
5, oh.
Every game was close and intense.
Ambrosius.
That's my answer.
And then
as
you got,
much as I hate to say
I
it.
agree with that 100%. And even though they lost that, that's my favorite World Series ever. I'm sorry. I
Nah,
can't
they
say even though
lost.
they
favorite.
lost.
They lost.
Yeah, but we won so many that I could pick that as my
No,
favorite.
I
No.
can't pick that as my
No,
favorite.
No, why not? I love that World
Why
Series.
would
It was such a good
losing?
World
Why
Series.
would
great, but
losing
they
be my
lost.
favorite?
Well,
though?
no, I'm saying I enjoyed the World Series itself.
I enjoyed it
whole
up until
thing.
the
that
very
was
end.
the last time I ever cried over a sporting
Oh, I
event.
think I said just cried. Period.
Well, I want to
He
bring
cried
up
10
one more
minutes
thing
ago.
before. Oh, you got something here, Dan?
Yeah, well, we have a couple of comments. One from our own Chris Ventra.
Oh.
The day that the Earth stood still, the day
AKA.
that Italy won the 2006 World Cup.
So
was a
you're,
great-
you're disagreeing with yourself.
Yes,
'Cause
I am disagreeing.
Chris
And
Ventura on.
I thought it
online-
was favorite at first. I made a mistake and posted that, but we'll get back to that. You know what I mean? We'll talk
And then
about our favorites.
Paul cut away, but we had a
Look at Donnie
we had
really
a comment
staring at my camera.
from Dominic Testa. I would have to say the 1998 Daytona 500. Dale Sr.
You said
finally
it, Don.
wins.
No,
I
wins
said
that
it, I
Daytona.
said
Where'd you
it.
pull
No, but
Daytona
it was the
500?
specific.
Yes.
No, I
With
hear
Dale
it. It took him a
Sr.
long time
We
to finally
start-
win, and then ironically,
He died
died
in
on
the
that same
Daytona.
track.
He
Yeah,
died
I know.
in Daytona
Couple years later.
2001. Yeah, we
That's
went.
sad.
We went general, and we just wanted to bring it specific.
You're right. We
Yeah,
came.
very good. I just wanted to read the comments from the fans. That's all.
I appreciate it, Don. And I want to say one last thing. I want to make a proposal to John Mara of the New York Football Giants, if you're watching. John, I understand we all make mistakes. Even me, the analyst, I make mistakes. Many, many mistakes.
Many.
And I understand. What makes a man is actually recovering and recuperating from those mistakes. And how are you going to do that? Who's your next head coach, John Mara? And I'll tell you who it is. Do whatever you can to have John Gruden on the football team as the head coach, because that's what you need to do. You need to get the best head coach out there. With the New York Football Giants, we're a classy organization. We look a little embarrassing right now. We need to redeem ourselves. I'm very mad about this. So, John, please get back to me, accept my proposal, and do what you have to do to show that this team could actually win with John Gruden, because he won't come to the team.
You know what? That was a heartfelt.
Well, because he might not want to come to the team because we're so bad.
That was a heartfelt plea.
It was very heartfelt. John, get back to me, John. All right, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Be sure to catch Bridgeside Live tomorrow with Johnny Santi playing 9 p.m. live, and catch us every Monday night at 9:30 with your boys, the Bridgeside Sports crew. We'll be back. We out. Thanks for tuning in.